In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to adjust your top tension on your machine. The key to getting your top tension correct is to always make sure that your bobbin tension is correct first, which we've showed you in another video. Once you have your bobbin tension set correctly, you set it and forget it. Now what we're going to do now is start to sew just a few stitches to see what they look like. I will press the start button on my handlebars, and I'm going to sew just a little bit, and guess what? That sound was a great indication that something wasn't quite right. You can also see that my stitches are very loose. This means I need to tighten my top tension. So what I'm going to do is take my tension knob and I'm going to put my thumb on what I would consider 9 o'clock, and I'm going to turn it all the way to 3 o'clock. When I do that, I've given my machine a half turn of a tension adjustment. Please notice that the tension adjustment on these machines is much greater of an adjustment than what you might think it should be. So now I'm going to sew just a little bit more. Now you can see that my stitches are giving me a pretty stitch. There's no looping on the top. I also can go and look at the back of my quilt just to make sure it looks good on the back side. To do that, I would have to crawl underneath my frame just a little bit to look. So I'm going to sew just a little bit more. And I am very happy with the way these stitches look. Now I'm going to show you what you do when your tension is too tight. Okay, so if I were to start sewing now, do you see how my stitch just looks like it's a straight line, like I'm drawing it? You can't see a defined stitch. That means that my top thread is too tight. So that's when I would take and do a half turn towards me. So if my thumb is on 3 o'clock, I turn it to 9 o'clock, coming over the top, counterclockwise. And then I would sew some more. And it still looks like a line, so I'm going to give it another half turn. My stitching looks much better. I could give it just a quarter of a turn now because it's almost to a perfect stitch. And in my opinion, now that is good top tension. So don't be scared to do adjustments with your tension, and several adjustments at one time if you have to. This is going to change depending on the thread you're using, depending on the dye of the thread. There's many things that play factor in the tension of your machine.